following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
What's up, everybody? Hey, I am Roxy, and you're tuned into RA Nation. And you're probably wondering about why I'm calling it RA Nation. And it's because it's Roxy and Antman Nation. We're building a community for the music industry because there's so much going on right now with the change. There's a lot of change happening. After the last year and a half, the industry kind of shut down almost, and venues we're non-existent right now. There's some that closed down permanently. We're trying to build and grow together. And so the main aspect of my show is to kind of join together with everybody so that we can unite and come together. So being said that, my show is going to have a lot of guests that are in the wide variety of the music industry, promoters, musicians, venue owners, photographers, everybody that you can think of in the industry. It's going to be a variety. So we can get their aspects, their intake, their insights, and learn from them and grow together. So tonight's guest is Life After This. I've known Life After This for a very, very long time. Here is their logo here. And they're going to come on and tell us a little bit about their insights. And Antman can't be here tonight. Unfortunately, I've got a video I'm going to play a little bit later and show you. It's his wife's birthday, so that's important. Couples are important, so stick together. And yeah, so without further ado, I'm going to bring on Life After This.
Hey,
Hey,
Roxy.
All right, so let's start off this conversation by telling us a little bit about yourselves.
All right. I'm Ray. I'm the bass player in Life After This.
I'm Thomas Cheek, electric guitar.
Matt Johnson, drums. Matt Fritsch, lead vocals.
All right, tell me a little more. What do you guys do? What kind of music do you play?
Hard rock metal. Some people come up to me and they go, what's the style? And it's not always the easiest thing to say because we're a very diverse band. We play hard rock, metal, and then we do some ballads as well.
Yeah, it's funny. Everybody always asks. They're like, I always have to tell them it's not the kill your mom shit. It's just a step or two back from that. So, a lot of more melodic, more fun, more. There's still some aggression in there for sure, but it's not the end all kill everything.
It's like a heavy polka.
Yeah.
Polka.
With Sepultura. Yeah.
Nice. So how you guys got together in 2013, right? So you've been together for a while. You've got 3 albums out. You've got Holding On to Humanity, American Dream, and Coup de Grace. Am I saying that right? Because it's a
That's it. Coup de Grace.
All right. I had to go and look that up when you guys first put the album out. So tell everybody else what that is.
Let you handle that. It's just it's kind of like a final death blow. We knew it would be kind of fun to toy with the idea that maybe people would think, oh, is that their last album or not? Or it was a really powerful album that we did that was kind of a final death blow, if you will, that knocked out a lot of things we were up against, and it was kind of fun. It was a lot of powerful songs in there. One of our favorite things that we've done to date. And we just thought it deserved a very powerful name that was just kind of like, this is the death blow to all of the things that we're fighting against.
Nice. Let's take that segue into fighting against and bring that to terms with our industry currently and how things have been falling apart. And I want to know what your insight is for it. How do you feel where we stand in the music industry right now? As a community, as a unit, all together?
I'd say we actually released the Coup de Grace album right before everything hit. And I think it's my favorite album so far. And I don't think that we got the chance to actually really promote it. I think we lost that. And we're looking at like re-releasing it, just saying, hey, let's just do another release party or something.
And on the positive side of it, the shutdown actually made it. If you were a band that took advantage of the gift that was placed in front of you, like we did, and a lot of other bands did, it gave us a lot of time to really write new stuff and sit down and focus on like next albums, next plans, next whatever. Because like a lot of times when you're doing this stuff, you're always in the go mode. You're just go, 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 show after show after show, thing after thing after thing, and you don't get to sit back and actually plan it out as well as you would like to. So, I hope that other bands out there like us took advantage of that downtime and said, how can we actually strategize this for when it comes back and everybody's craving it again and everybody's hungry for it again and really appreciates it again? Hopefully they all have something solid to throw to the table like we plan on doing.
Nice. That's always important, to develop a plan to deliver something solid. You got to all pull together, strategize, and be able to deliver. So that's awesome. You guys definitely delivered.
Absolutely, and I took some of the downtime, just the downtime kind of pushed a lot of inevitabilities like building an online presence. And there are features, Instagram Live, Facebook Live. Just because you're not playing live in a venue doesn't mean you can't engage with your audience. And there have been some times where I just go live on Facebook and play our music in the background, do some guitar run-throughs. And what's cool about that is you get to engage with your audience from their couch, from their TV. Everybody was just hanging out at the house. And I took the time to really kind of build an online, social media presence. Something that was inevitable, that was coming anyway. But this whole thing really just kind of pushed that and took the time to really talk with people live online until we can go play live again.
I think it shows how strong music is and how much people love music. All the ways that bands have adapted during all this stuff, from the drive-in theater shows to doing online streaming of live shows. Now we're finally back, so we've weathered the storm, and hopefully we're going to start seeing full crowds and full venues, and we're ready to go.
Nice. During that time period where everybody was kind of in shutdown mode, I think that it gave a lot of bands a lot of opportunity to be creative and write. And our world has changed into a world of technology, and we've got bands that they got at-home studios, and they're producing top-notch music and putting it out there. So our world is definitely drifting. I'm scared it might take away from that whole concert feeling, like concerts coming back. And I want to be able to push that drive. Let's go back to concerts. Let's do it. So yay for the creativeness opportunity. But the whole technology side of it kind of worries me. How do you feel about that?
I think honestly, one thing that it actually pointed out is everybody doing the online, the recordings and the digital streams and stuff. It was a nice supplement, but it only drove home the fact that there's nothing like a real live concert. Because the fact that now that they're opening those back up and people are able to get to them again, there is a huge surge of energy and people really, really looking forward to having that creative space to actually go to a show and feel that connection with those around them and the artist and everything. It's like there's nothing to knock on all the digital side coming through, but it just drove home the point that you cannot replace live energy and feel.
Yeah, I think people are craving live shows. I think we're going to see people over the summer here. I think we're going to see people that we haven't seen in a long time, because the people who didn't go to shows normally, I think even those people are like, I got to get out. I got to go see a show.
I got to go do something.
Yeah. I think that's therapy. You definitely, you're in this moment with everybody else experiencing the same moment as you, and all that energy, that drive that you feel, the the bass hitting your chest. It's therapy. And without that therapy that we all love, we're going crazy. We need this. I mean, everybody needs it.
1,000 people is way better than just sitting at home by yourself, for sure.
Yeah. What other ways have you done to improvise on this the shutdown period? You mentioned more about the social media. Let's touch base on that.
Well, sometimes I'll just chime in on Facebook. It's free. It's there. It's a way to engage. And I started doing this thing a long time ago called Mandatory Monday Morning Music. Just something I did on my own just to promote, local bands too. But like, what are you listening to?
So you stay connected.
Yeah, like what band are you jamming on now? What's your favorite song? And I get hundreds of comments on those things, and it's just it's a quick fix, I will say. But it doesn't replace, like Matt said, the live in-person feel of a concert, but it is a way to stay connected and to, talk to people. And those connections, and not connections, but like friends, relationships you build online are going to go into real life as well.
Nice. I'm just looking at all these comments over here, and so hi everybody. Hi mom. This is why Gamma, if I say that correctly, that's why he made an album. This person right here says, human contact is part of the experience. I prefer live and raw. And I no-doubtedly agree with that for sure. Yeah. And then we got the horns, of course. Hi, Emily. Emily. So, and your missed. So, the social media aspect, going back to that again, I have a point to this, is why I bring it up. I recently joined the TikTok, and that seems to be really growing. And I found a video of yours that I've loved for a long time, and definitely think that it's a TikTok worthy video and could go super viral. So I want to share with everybody this video because it's so great. It makes me laugh every time. So we're going to check this out. It's called, what's it called? When
the drummer struggle. And if you've ever, we caught ourselves doing it over and over and over, which is why we made the video, because we felt sympathy for our drummer, because we're always telling him, hey, what about there? Do that? What a creative ideas. But it's very hard to express sounds sometimes. So
but you find a way to express those sounds.
So yeah, we just said, hey, we can't be the only ones that have been in this situation. Let's just throw something fun out there for everyone to enjoy.
Nice. And we're gonna play it now for you guys. So check this out.
All right, so I was thinking in that breakdown, you do like a ba-da-da-ba-da-da-ba-da-da. Maybe you do like a ba-da-da-da-da. I was like, you just gotta follow the guitar. It's really, really easy. Just go. One more time. All right, now play it back. Wow, 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 wow. What if the drums go? Matt, are you awake? Matt. What? I want you to go.
So I was thinking more something like this. Yeah, all right, that'll work. Yeah.
Oh my, I laugh at that every time. Definitely a great representation for the drummer's struggle. So is that your normal band meeting get together? Is that the shenanigans that you guys pull all the time?
115%.
Yes, that is actually really light.
It's very
our music is it's so funny because when you hear the music, a lot of it is heavier and it's got like serious undertones to it, but We're about the goofiest guys you could probably hang out with.
And that's why I love you guys. You're awesome.
Yeah.
So, and that's engagement with the community. That's things that bands need to try to accomplish, is that interaction. It doesn't have to be funny. It just has to be engaging, because, you know, if you listen to a song on Spotify, most chances where you're listening to somebody's music, they're listening to it for free. Most chances. YouTube, Spotify, it's free. But it's like value for value. If they feel, you know, that importance with somebody, it's gonna entice them to buy a shirt, buy an album, come see you live. So interaction's definitely something very important. You think? So what kind of tips would you guys give people, other bands and musicians, as far as how to grow in certain aspects?
Social media is definitely important.
All right, I would say learn the business side of it. Definitely 100% learn the business side of it. A lot of guys, musicians especially early on, think that they put so much effort into their developing their talent and their skill set that they don't become well-rounded. They don't learn the business side of it, and they just think, well, if I'm good enough, someone else will handle that for me. And that goes back to that old, like, that's like the fox, you know, paying the fox to guard your hen house. You know what I mean? Like, at that point, they're just going to rob you blind and you know what's going on. Just because, you know how to make a good cake doesn't mean that's all there is to it, to own a bakery or to run a business where you do it. You need to know the other sides of it and become a very well-rounded person in the industry to make sure that you're not getting ripped off. Because let's say you are damn good at what you do and someone is willing to do that other work for you, you need to know when to do the checks and balance and know if they are doing the right work for you or if they are taking advantage of you.
Nice. I'm glad you were bringing that up. The business side of it, yes, definitely important. I always tell people, educate yourself. Educate yourself on all those areas, especially in the business scene. You don't want to be taken advantage of. You need to know what you're doing. It's not just putting your talent out there. It's a business. It's going to run like a business.
We've always said 90% of the work we do is not on stage. Just hitting the streets, promoting, all that stuff. There's a million other bands out there that all want it just as bad as you do. So if you don't put the work in, somebody else is going to. Somebody else is out there working just as hard as you are. So
that's very helpful. Stage time's the fun part.
Yeah, that's the payoff.
That's the 1 to 2 hours.
It's really fun to do that 45 minutes on stage, but it's the 40, 50 hours you're putting off stage for that 45-minute set.
Yep. So you got to be willing to invest the time.
Time, money, a lot of stuff.
Yes.
One. And we enjoy being around each other, which is great.
And how do you feel about people leaning on other professionals? As per se, getting advice from somebody, you know, a lot. There are some people who are just gung-ho. They read, you know, they Google it and they just do it. But there's other people who are out there asking and inquiring. And
always ask questions. Always ask questions, and maybe have a mentor, someone that's been there before, that can guide you.
Yeah, and a lot of that information out there in the world is transferable. So, you know, being good at, you know, one business, if you're successful at business or someone is, and you're taking education from them to apply it to your own, that's completely encouraged. Because there's a lot of that, you know, like I said, a good idea is still a good idea. It's transferable as long as you know how to apply it to your application.
There's a lot of bands out there, I mean, like us, that we know that are super helpful to whoever asks. You know, we love to play on you know, some young bands, you know, their album release or whatever. They ask us, and we're like, you know, it's awesome that they ask us, and they're really looking for kind of guidance in the industry. It's like, hey, are we doing everything right? Are we doing like this and that? So there's a lot of really cool bands out there that are really willing to help the younger bands too, the newer bands, kind of help them succeed.
Yeah, so don't be afraid to make those connections and find a band that you fit with. That, even if you're on the same level, I mean, just as doesn't necessarily have to be someone bigger, but everybody learns different things through experiences. So they might have been screwed over at a show that you weren't at, and they were like, oh, hey, never do this because you get screwed over, like, so it is good to just communicate and find those connections. And, it's not all cutthroat and it's only me and no one else. Find a way to help each other, because that collective information is a good way for all of you to kind of do better together.
Agreed. Yeah. There's a lot of, I think that is a great thing. There's bands out there that do not know that it's like a competition almost. Some are like, I got this. I'm gonna flood the crowd tonight, and I'm gonna do so much better. Blah blah blah. But you can't have that attitude walking into this industry.
And I'll tell you one thing that goes really far. I don't know why this is always a huge pet peeve, but when you play a show and there's 5 bands on it, if you're playing early and then you're leaving and not sticking around for the bands that stuck around and watched you're probably not making the right connections.
And you may not get invited back.
Yeah, because those, we've all been burned by that. And that's honestly a huge way to get kind of blackballed. And a lot of young bands don't realize that, is that it's a respect thing, like, why would someone want to go out of the way to encourage and help you when you basically just snubbed them?
That's a great point you make. I see that a lot when all the bands they drive a long way to get there, and they're but they don't stick around and support, and other bands need to support other bands.
Yeah, the best way to make those connections is to support the bands that are around you, that are playing that you're playing with. That's how you make those connections.
Yep. Connections are definitely important. Those are those leaning on other professionals, for guidance and help. No matter what level of professional they are, they still might know something that you don't, or they might know somebody that you don't. So always keep your eye out and be respectful. Respect is my biggest word in my vocabulary. It's the number one word I say all day, every day, because you get respect back if you give it. And that's how you make the wheels turn. This industry will definitely grow if we respect each other and support each other.
Respect the bands you play with. You got to respect the venue. You got to respect the sound engineer. Goes a long way.
Especially the sound engineer.
Especially
he's the one guy that can make you sound terrible that night.
Yeah. He can ruin your night.
Your whole show is garbage.
If the sound guy's unhappy, everyone's unhappy. So make sure
always
the sound guy's
treat
happy.
the sound guy really well.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that it takes almost a city or a region of like really talented bands to get noticed nationally. Like one band in Cincinnati that is fantastic is probably not going to get noticed, but like you got 10 really good bands. You have like a whole network of really great artists that are supporting each other.
Making noise.
That's what I think gets the national notice, is when you have a really good scene. And that's always been something that we push for, is really supporting the entire scene. Support the bands that you play with, support the guys that are out there doing the same things that you're doing. I think Matt had a quote one time on some station that we were talking to. It said,
high tide raises all ships.
High tide raises all ships.
Yeah.
Support the other bands around you. Let's do this together.
Yep. So being said that, I'm going to drop the RA Nation and remind everybody that this is what this podcast is intended for the growth of the community. RA Nation, if you find us on Facebook, there's a group called RA Nation Podcast. And I would appreciate it. We all would. If you go in there and join the group and give us some feedback, give us some insights, help this show grow so we all can learn and grow together. I feel like with the change after the shutdown, I feel like with that change, we're all walking into this blindly right now. And we don't know what's going to go back to normal. And we don't know what's going to stay the same. So definitely look to other bands and other people in the industry for that guidance for sure. So I want to do something right now. I wanted to have some fun. You guys want to have some fun?
Yeah,
Sure,
sure.
yeah,
We're all
all
about fun.
Getting too businessy there.
It's getting too serious, man.
Yeah. So we're gonna open up the photo album here.
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah. I wanted to put some crazy, embarrassing pictures up there. I've got a couple. Maybe I might have to pull out, but what I want you to do is just kind of describe the photo that that I'm gonna be putting up.
Will you make it a little bit bigger so that we feel better about ourselves?
You want to look bigger?
Yeah. Bigger board.
Bubble.
Oh, gosh.
All right. So this first picture is going to bring me back to a time of history that I was involved in. So I want you to elaborate on this.
Ah,
EP release.
that was our second EP
show.
release. I believe that was a. Well, we did 2 nights in a row. That's looking like the Saturday night.
How can you tell?
I can tell, man.
Three Rivers
I
every color
I
of the
remember.
blue.
I
Like, I was
know.
drunk. I don't
No,
remember.
I can tell that is the Saturday night, and we're a strong advocate for balloons.
And honestly, this was a great example of working as a community because we grabbed a lot of bigger name local bands to help us out with this. And
Yep.
with us always being willing to help everyone else out, they were willing to reciprocate that. So you see here a successful show with a lot of the bigger bands at the time.
Did
Um,
2 full nights with 4 bands each night.
Yep.
yeah, back to back EP
It was
release.
it was our release show, but we were kind of fanboys of like a lot of the bands
Right.
we had
It was
on
all
there.
our favorite bands, basically.
So
We were
just-
very happy.
we were able to
that
stack
night.
it with different bands.
Nice.
Just like it was all for us. It wasn't for our fans. We just wanted to get all of our favorite bands together and play.
Yep.
It
was just
worked.
an excuse, and it worked.
That's the only reason
felt
we
We,
wanna
we
record
couldn't
the
fit them
album.
all in one night. We had to do 2 nights.
We just recorded the album so that we could throw our own party to have people show up.
Right.
Nice. That was a fun night for sure. That was the Redmore, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
right.
Yes.
Awesome.
Definitely fun time. 2 nights worth of awesomeness of bands from all over the scene. I loved it. Here's another throwback. Something I'm involved in. I had to show this.
That was our first interview with you. I remember.
That was
That
our
was,
first
that was
interview
your first interview.
with
Yeah.
us. Yeah.
Yeah, your first interview and our first interview with us, or with you, obviously.
It was at Madison Live, correct?
Yeah.
Well, Madison Theater, technically,
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
were playing live. and had to
there
go
were-
next door to be able to
yeah,
be quiet
because it
where
was
we could hear
quiet
you.
over there. People
Yeah.
were loud in the Madison Live, so we had to go to the theater to get interviewed by you.
That's one of my
That's
favorite
amazing.
pictures of us too, by the way.
That is a great
Great
picture.
Love
And that wasn't long after that American Dream EP release either. It was like a month or 2 after that show.
Yeah, it wasn't, was it? Because I remember doing that review on your album. So that was
Great
a
review, thanks.
great time of my life. Definitely. I stepped in, I've been in the music industry for a while, but when I moved back to Ohio and dove into it the way I did, you guys definitely helped kick me in the right gear. You are crazy awesome, and I love it. Now I'm gonna focus on. Let's go left to right here. So, bam.
Yeah.
That's the eagle in full
That's
flight.
right there. That's the eagle.
Oh man,
Ah, there we go.
I mean, that's just rock star right there.
It is. Well, we've got some photographer friends that come out and make us look really freaking cool.
as you can see
I'm not
from this
really that
interview,
cool.
we are not that cool, but
Those pictures make us look way cooler than we are.
We love our photographers. They're really good at what they do.
Oh, there it is.
And Thomas
that's
always
nice.
knows where the camera's at.
there could be 15 cameras there.
Yeah,
he knows
I
exactly.
always-
what
I
exactly
always-
who's
clicking
like.
I always make the photographers feel cool and included in the show to point at them. Except for that one, but that's a good.
This one's legendary. We see a lot of your photos where you're in midair. You've got some height going on there.
That's the stage move I like, is jumping really, really high. And whenever that happens, you see all the click, 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 cameras, and always make them feel included in the show too, because they went out of their way to come to your show. So every time they're snapping away, give them like a like a funny face, point at them, jump for them, they're just as important as the light guy and the sound guy.
And by the way, if you combine all 3 of our vertical jumps, it doesn't equal
Yeah.
Thomas's.
No, not even close.
Mine actually takes away from us. It actually goes the other
Yours
way.
is negative.
Yeah.
No. Hard.
It's funny. Oh, look at that one.
Yeah.
There's the man.
Doesn't even have a shirt.
That was at Bogart's, I think.
That's a great place to be at. I can't say I've played there, but I've been there. You guys like playing at Bogart's?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
We always had a
amazing.
great time playing at Bogart's.
Yeah.
That's
How's
Thompson.
that?
That's the old drum kit back in the old days. Thompson House. That might be opening the Puddle of Mud or something like
It was
that.
either Puddle of Mud or, Local H Filter, Boba Flex. We played with quite a few bands over there at Thompson House on the old drum set, the older white drum set.
Great.
So this one's your new one then. Look, I got to play it.
Yeah, it's in the studio.
Drew, how far did you have to drive? Over an hour just to come check out the unreleased stuff. You got first listen to it.
Now everybody knows that
Yeah.
I didn't play drums on Coup de Grace.
Yeah, you just
It was
out.
Roxy playing drums on that EP.
That was me, yes. I'm going to take full credit for that one.
Yeah. That's
We got the album credit in there. Don't worry. Open the booklet up. It's in there.
Roxy.
That was definitely fun. We went out to eat after that and had a few drinks, but seeing that board, whoo, that was a beautiful board. That whole
That
studio,
board. That
Sonic
board
Sound Studio.
has recorded The Who,
Yeah.
Led Zeppelin. He bought that board from Olympus Studios in London.
Yeah.
And it's like,
And he recorded 21 Pilots on that board
Yeah.
in his studio.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's only about 12 of those boards left in the world, and one of them is local where we're at. So that's pretty amazing. There's only 12 of them left in the world.
shout out to Joe Beers,
Sonic Lounge
Lounge
Studio.
Studio in
Yeah.
Columbus.
Yeah.
Great. Now we'll get booked in there again because
And
Yeah. Always be super busy. Oh, we can't come in. We're slammed this
we
week.
try not to tell people about Joe because we want to get in there when we want to get in there, right? We want to be booked.
We did our initial EP, and then shortly after that, our buddies in Lift the Medium came out with an EP, and we heard their EP and said, "Where'd you record that?"
Yeah.
And we went and recorded Holding On to Humanity there, and I've never thought of going to another studio.
Yeah.
Joe's the greatest.
Yeah.
He gives us the love we need. He's not afraid to tear us down
It's
in an
funny.
uplifting way.
Yeah. It's funny. I mean, we work to when we go in the studio. We don't mess around. We want to be on. We want to know what we're going to do. I want to be tight. I want to have my part. I'm going to be able to nail it. Get in there, and then Joe gives me some ideas.
Oh, he
It's
always
like,
changes it.
so yeah, you got to go in there knowing what you're going to do, but
Be willing to
be
accept
willing
change.
to
Experiment, adapt.
to take some
Open-minded.
advice.
Yeah.
Be able to adjust a bit. And he's fantastic at that. I mean, he makes us sound awesome.
It's great recording there because I'm a younger guy, and the first real recording studio I ever went to was that studio. So it was really cool going in there, totally green. And I always wondered how guitars sounded so full. So he's like, do that. Like, oh, it sounds good. So all right, now do it again. Now add the layers. Now add the harmonies. Now add the solo. And just, you're 15 tracks in, and it sounds like a really thick, full sound. And it's just ever since he taught me these things, it's just you can't go wrong, and learned a lot recording there, and couldn't imagine recording anywhere else. He's the man. He taught me a lot.
So basically, get a really good photographer to make you look cooler than you are.
Get a really good
good
engineer
sound
that makes you
engineer.
sound way
Sound
cooler
better.
than you are.
Let's write this
Early
down.
on, get in with someone that does interviews. And help them out so that they can actually help you when they're bigger than you.
Fool them into thinking you're
I think the interviewer makes us look way cooler than we are. Moral of the story: surround yourself with high caliber.
Great words of advice for sure. All right, move on to the next pictures here. We got, who's that?
Oh yeah.
our fearless leader.
The best part is I can't even. Where is that?
That's Redmore, dog.
That's Redmore
Oh, that
there.
one there is that's Redmore.
That's a great shot.
I don't know
of
what
the
the first one
crowd.
was.
I didn't end up getting a picture of you with your megaphone. I want people to know about that.
Well, he's on his third megaphone.
Yeah, it broke.
They just
lost,
disappeared.
and left, and walk off, and so it's all right.
He tends to get drunk and leave it laying around.
Whoa,
Hey,
whoa.
there's children on here. You can't say that. Whoa.
That's funny. How about this one?
Oh, that's awesome.
That was our Coup de Grace EP release at Thompson House.
Yes, I was trying to place it.
We've and it's fun because
Tommy
like
Guns.
doing all these
Tommy
different
Guns.
EP releases that we've done, we like to do something different with everyone. Like every album's different, so we want every show to be different. You know, like every EP release to be different. So when we do it, we try to a whole new strategy, a whole new game plan, whole new gimmick of some sort, just to make it fun for the crowd. So they're not like
Venue each
it's the
time.
same thing over and over.
We get different colored balloons, you know, that kind of stuff.
We always try to set the bar higher than what we did before. Like, how can we go bigger and better than we did the time before? And you know, that it's been great in our track record as a band so far. And that's the same EP release. That was Coup de Grace. That was our last EP release show before the big old shutdown.
Nice. We got 5 minutes left of the show. So all you listeners, if you have a question that you want to drop into the chat, you want to go ahead and do that now. We'll get that covered.
This could
opening
get-
up
this
the
could get bad.
floor.
Don't flood me too much, though.
Oh man.
It's no questions.
Emily's in here. Well, yep.
Thanks, Emily.
Emily,
Where's the
what time will you be home, Thomas?
Thomas, where are you? Maybe sleeping.
So, you guys have any events coming up soon? You want to drop your event?
Got a couple shows.
Yeah.
Can we say the one? Well, we're playing at Dayton.
Tell all of them.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, go ahead.
we're
Oh,
playing.
look, she's got it ready.
Yeah, we're playing right there.
We're
We're
playing
playing.
there,
Our next show is Saturday, June 26th at Courtyard Lounge. We're playing with Blackwater. Brendan reached out to me, lead singer. He's been wanting to play with us for a long time, and you know, the Stars just, you know, we're just kind of going like this for a while, and then he's like, "Hey, you guys want to play in Inglewood?" It's like, absolutely. That place is awesome. I've seen pictures of them online. I want to say I've met them in real life, but you know, again, going back to social media, you know, you build relationships online, they're going to go into real life. And it's really cool that we're going to play with them soon.
Yeah.
And
You're from Dayton, you know, they're awesome. They got a great following up there.
Oh, yeah.
Some of our friends and fans come up and come to the show as well. So we're super excited to play.
And
with these
honestly,
guys.
that's another point about just, you know, be patient. You know, I know sometimes when you ask being in a band, you ask a band to play a show with you. If they can't make 1 or 2 dates, don't be discouraged and think that, you know, that's the end all be all, or that they don't want to play with you. It's just like in life, everybody, you know, there's 4 of us. We've got families, we've got work, we've got schedules, we've got all kinds of stuff. So, you know, sometimes it just has to, the stars align, and then you guys get to jam and hang out together. So just, you know, don't stop asking. Always keep asking.
Can we mention the other show?
Yeah, do it.
Ooh, another one.
so we have a flyer. We're just waiting for the event to be. Blackwater's awesome. Yeah. We're going to be playing at Urban Artifact, which is over on the west side, Blue Lock Road.
Only 20 minutes away,
right?
wherever you're at.
You know, for me, it's about 10 minutes away. I'm a West Sider. These guys are East Siders. They're gonna do it's called Plum Jam, I believe is what it is. It's July 14th. It's a Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. They're gonna put the ticket link up soon. Buy your tickets online. They're gonna live stream our show. You can come to the show in person, and if you can't make the show, they're gonna live stream it. You can watch it on YouTube, like what you're doing right now.
But limited tickets.
There's
limited tickets.
Number of
So if
tickets.
you want to
Very
get
limited.
one, be on the lookout for it, because they seriously are going to be a very, very small amount of tickets that they allow to be sold.
Wednesday, July 14th.
So we're basically recording live to be broadcast on Radio Artifact.
Ooh, nice. That is awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and we'd love to get all of our fans in there, you know, to kind of fill the room. So there is a limited number of tickets. So as soon as they put that ticket link out, hopefully everybody will jump on and grab one. I think they're $10.
$10 tickets, and the live stream's $3 if you can't make it for the link code. They'll send it out to you.
That's another thing that's been changing too. A lot of live streams. And it's my advice on that one, if you do a live stream, which I don't think you're going to have a problem with this, you'll be just fine. But other bands, if you do a live stream, make sure it's top notch with the sound quality, because I think it's one of the important factors of music. You have to have good sound quality.
Yep, 100%.
I think they've been doing it for a year now, and I think they've got it nailed. So
Yeah, they've been at it for a long time.
All right, so drop your guys' links. How do we find you?
You can find us.
Our social media guy.
The easiest way to find us is lifeafterthis.com. Website. You got our merch store. You got our music. You got our photos. That's the easiest, quickest way. Lifeafterthis.com. You can also find us on Facebook, which is where we're all most active, and Twitter, which I try to chime in a few times. YouTube. If you want to watch our music videos, go to YouTube. If you want to chat with all of us, go to Facebook.
Major streaming services.
All the streaming services, Amazon, Spotify, Deezer, Napster. We're on all the streaming services. But if you want to chat with us and hang out, Facebook's #1. If you want to know more about us, lifeafterthis.com.
And soon to be TikTok famous, thanks to you.
Yeah,
Yes,
if you want to see Thomas dancing in his underwear, that's on TikTok.
That's on TikTok.
We've
Disclaimer.
We've got several music videos, all kinds of links to our music. If you like what you hear, you can always go to our store. We've got all 3 of our EPs, T-shirts, wristbands, all kinds of fun stuff. We mail everything out as quick as we can. So
Nice. How about we play one of those music videos for somebody right now? We're gonna
All
do.
right, that's a great idea. Let's see it.
Yep, we're gonna play it and then we'll reconvene as soon as it's done. So
All right.
check this out, guys.
Oh
All right. Hey,
All
big
right.
shout out to Mr. Rob Webb for filming that. It's actually second video of ours he's done, right?
Second. Yep. Second
That
video.
video was
Is it our
actually
first
filmed.
video?
Video was filmed exactly where we're sitting right
Nice. We love Rob. Rob does amazing work.
He does
Yeah,
a
he
lot
does.
of great music videos. He's the go-to guy for all things local music videos, other bands. You know, if he has a schedule and you've got the budget,
Send feed
go
pictures
to Rob Webb.
That's our tip for other bands is Rob Webb calling for your video needs.
And another tip is he might be lined up for a future show here on RA Nation. So
Oh, that would be
I think
awesome.
we opted out of this option, but I think you could pay him in feed pictures.
all right. Well, guys, it was awesome talking with you. Thank you for all your insight and thank you for all that you provide for us. Your music is badass for sure. We've had a lot of comments in here. So definitely they love you too. So you're loved all over the place.
It was
So-
so last comment.
Yeah, maybe.
Devil costume at the bar after we were done shooting that.
Definitely.
Yeah.
We went to celebrate after the video shoot, went to the bar, still in full makeup, and that was a lot of fun.
Wonder who this one is.
I wonder who that was. All right, Nuds.
All right, guys, make sure you tune in next week on RA Nation with Roxy and Antman. We'll be here next week. Again, he apologized because his wife's birthday was today, and it was important that they celebrated, and I totally am okay with that. But make sure you tune in. Make sure you tune in next Monday at 9 Eastern Time, every Monday, right here on W4CY and Talk 4 TV. I am Roxy, and I hope you guys have a great night. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Roxy.
See you, Roxy.
See you guys.
Thanks for having us.
If you